Hariom. As per Section 285BA of the Income Tax Act 1961, specified entities, that is filers, are required to furnish a statement of financial transaction or reportable account in respect of specified financial transaction or any reportable account registered, recorded, maintained to the income tax authority or such other prescribed authority. To keep a watch on high value transactions undertaken by the taxpayer, the income tax law has framed the concept of statement of financial transaction or reportable account. With the help of this statement, the tax authorities will collect information on certain prescribed high value transactions undertaken by a person during the year. Recently, the CBDT Wide Income Tax 4th Amendment Rules 2021 has enhanced the scope of nature of transactions to be reported under the Statement of Financial Transaction, that is SFT, as per Rule 114E. Nagpur branch has organized a virtual study circle in association with Income Tax Department Nagpur on changes and updates in SFT. So friends, we welcome you all to this virtual study circle meeting. Chairman of the branch, CA Saket Bagdiya ji, Vice Chairman, CA Jiten Saglani ji, Secretary, CA Sanjay M. Agrawal ji, Treasurer, CA Akshay Gulane, our Vice in the region, Honorable Regional Council Member, CA Abhijit Kelkar ji, or immediate past Chairman, CA Kirit Kalyani ji, and CA Harish Rangwani ji, Managing Committee Member, and today's Speaker and Chief Guest, Dr. Kaumudi Patel Ma'am, Additional Director of Income Tax, INCI Nagpur, and all the officials of Income Tax Department who are attending this study circle, virtual study circle meeting today, and all the esteemed members. On behalf of Nagpur branch, we welcome you all to this virtual study circle. Without taking much of your time, I would like to request Chairman of the branch, CA Saket Bagdiya ji, to please present his welcome address.
Thank you so much, Surendra sir. A very good evening, respected dignitaries. Dr. Kaumudi Patil ma'am, Additional Director of Income Tax, INCI Nagpur, Honorable Chief Guest for today's very important session on Statement of Financial Transactions, my colleagues in the Managing Committee, all Assistant Commissioners of Income Tax as well as Income Tax Officers from Income Tax Department in association with which this program is being held, and all the esteemed members who are present in large numbers for attending this session, as well as the people, the SSCs, the people from the business community who have also joined in large numbers for attending this very important meet. Friends, it's a privilege for Nagpur branch to host this program in association with Income Tax Department. When I had a word with Patil ma'am 2 or 3 days back that ma'am such and such is the session, I was being accompanied by C. Naresh Jakhotia ji, and he said that when I had a word with Patil ma'am said, sir, ye program karna bahut zaruri hai because everybody needs to be understood about the recent provisions that has been incorporated. People make mistakes and they should not make mistakes. That's the reason the law needs to be understood in totality. And therefore, this very important session has been organized. I'm extremely thankful to Kaumudi Patil ma'am for giving this valuable time. For explaining about the intricacies of this session. It's a proud privilege for Nagpur branch ma'am. Friends, it's always one word which connects all of us, the chartered accountants, the income tax department, and the SSCs. And this one word is expectation. The department always expects that you should give correct information. The chartered accountants expect that we should get the correct information from the clients, from the SSCs. And the SSCs always feel that the correct information should be fed into the system. So therefore, all these three expectations can be met in this session because all the three are here. We are extremely thankful to you, ma'am, for gracing this occasion. I welcome you and all the members to this. as we start this session. Thank you and thank you all. I welcome all of you.
Thank you, Chairman sir. Friends, it's my proud privilege to introduce before you our today's chief guest and speaker, Dr. Kaumudi Patil ma'am. Patil ma'am joined the Income Tax Department in 1991 as Inspector of Income Tax, presently working as Additional Director of Income Tax, INCI Nagpur. Worked in various areas of department like administration and assessment. She is interested in training and was posted as faculty in the National Academy of Direct Taxes, Nagpur for 6 years. On education front, she is MSc in Physics, MEd, PhD in Education from Nagpur University, third in order of merit in B.Ed, and second in order of merit in MEd. She has completed her MA in subject communication from YCMU, where she was second in order of merit. She got Dadasaheb Gaikwad Puraskar by Government of Maharashtra. She completed certificate course in computing from Indira Gandhi National Open University, postgraduate diploma in banking, financial markets and insurance from Tata Institute of Social Science, and she was topper of that batch. She also qualified NET and SET exam in the field of education. On literature front, she has 2 publications to her credit. Ekas Shabda, a book of poems in Marathi. And second one is Mansik Tanavapasun Mukti, translation in Marathi of the book How to Overcome Mental Tension, published by Ramakrishna Math, Nagpur. She regularly writes for middle space section of the Hitwada and poem published in the column Expression in the Inside supplement of the Hitwada. Her Marathi short stories published in magazines like Stree, Menka, and the Vidarbha edition of newspaper Lok Satta. She regularly writes in Hindi for the organization In House magazine. She has guest lecture. She is guest lecturer for Asha Deep, the organization working for physically challenged children. She is recipient of many awards. Some of them are Parvatibai Khadakkar Puraskar for Marathi poem writing, Pramilatai Bhagwat Kavya Puraskar, and Shakuntalabai Khot Puraskar for Marathi story writing given by the Abhivyakti, the organization of Marathi women writers in Vidarbha. So friends, please welcome such a versatile personality, today's chief guest and speaker, Dr. Kaumudi Patil ma'am, to this VCM of Nagpur branch. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Durukkarji. Thank you so much. Should I begin now?
Just a minute, ma'am. So, friends, without taking much of your time, I straight away request ma'am to please start her deliberation. Floor is yours, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Will someone share the PPT? Esteemed members of ICAI Nagpur, Chairman Bagdia ji, Vice Chairman, Secretary ji, Durukar ji, Naresh Japotia ji. It's my privilege to be associated with ICAI, and I'm happy to get this opportunity to interact with you at regular intervals. You are a very powerful medium through which message of department can be carried to the right quarters. because if the medium is correct, then the result would also be absolutely fabulous. So why we have come here? Because we have already once or twice explained what is statement of financial transaction. Then what have we brought to you? We have come to you with some changes. What is the latest situation? And there is one more trigger for this interaction with you. Nagpur region, we are in an exercise of cleaning our database. As you all know, the reporting entities, when I say reporting entities, that means either it is SROs or cooperative banks or post office or NBFCs or companies or trusts. So all these institutions who have to furnish statement of financial transaction, that is information of high value financial transactions to the income tax department. So these reporting entities have to register with the income tax department. And we have a huge number of such registration. One of the major reasons for this registration, this large number, is there is one expectation, that is auditable cases, all those entities, if they enter into a transaction of more than 2 lakhs acceptance of cash, then they have to report it. So when this amendment came, all these entities registered with the income tax department. However, because of the changes in the working pattern and the penal provisions, it appears that there are no more such reportable transactions. So we have more than 3,000 dormant reporting entities. There is no point in keeping these entities in our database. It is not good for either the reporting entities or for the department or for the chartered accountants. So we have started this exercise of data cleaning. How we are doing it is, we have actually sent emails to these entities, and wherever the emails have bounced back or we don't have emails, if we can find mobile numbers, we are contacting these entities. When we contact the reporting entities, the first reaction is, SFT, what is this? Our officers and inspectors, they are then now in the process of explaining what is SFT. So it is, we thought it better that we come on this forum and explain to a large gathering at a go that what is this SFT, who is eligible to file it, and if it's my request for those who have registered, and this request is for the chartered accountants, because our experience is whenever we say that this is reportable, then they say we don't know anything, our chartered accountant knows. Sir or ma'am, CSR will see to it. Then wherever possible, we contact the chartered accountant and we get a good response also. We got around a list of 269 reporting entities, and with another ITO around 75 reporting entities, wherein they have requested us that we won't be having any reportable transactions, so please cancel our ITDREN. We can't cancel ITDREN at our level, but we would be taking up this issue with our systems directorate. So for others also, if you have such reporting entities with you, please get in touch with us so that we can clean the data. So I'll begin my presentation. Esteemed members of ICAI, from the business community, it's a privilege that you have invited the business community also, and my colleagues from the income tax department. A very good evening. We'll begin with our presentation. Please don't get frightened by the number of slides that you will see on that, if you get to see the number of slides, because we would be rushing through some of the slides. Why it has been prepared so elaborately is because for SFT 15 and 16, that is two new SFTs, we have received PowerPoint presentations from our system directorate where elaborate procedure is given. So we thought let that resource be with all of you so that you can refer it to any time that you want to refer it. That is why it is so elaborate, but wherever it is not needed, because SFT 15 and 16, there would be repetitions in the procedure. Procedure would be same for both the SFT. There would be some minor differences. Data structure would be different, but statement validation and all those things would be similar. So we would be rushing through it. So now we would just begin our presentation. I had, next slide, please. There is what we call this reporting entities as third party reporting, because this is not income tax department. Somebody else is providing the data to the income tax department. So this direct tax administration and third party reporting, what is the connection? Why are they together? I had privilege of attending a 2 days webinar. Just it was 19th and 20th, last 2 days. It was a fantastic webinar organized by our NADT and DTRTI Lucknow. And the guest speakers were Niti Aayog Chairman, Chief Economic Advisor, then IIM Bangalore, IIM Ahmedabad directors, the famous author Devdutt Patnaik, Kabir Bedi, and many other such stalwarts from the training field also were there. As I was listening to these lectures, one point kept on coming up again and again, and that was about pious obligation. That pious obligation was coming from in different context, but that concept was there. Pious obligation, we have in our culture this concept of Matra Rin, Pitra Rin, Samaj Rin, Guru Rin, and it is, we are not expected to die in date. We have to discharge the dates. All these dates must be discharged. How to discharge these dates? So the only way is doing righteous karma. And a citizen abiding by the laws of the nation is discharging his debt towards the nation, towards the society, and is discharging the Samaj Rin. There has to be an intrinsic trust between all the stakeholders. And that is why the Income Tax Department, when it adopted the voluntary tax compliance model of direct tax administration, it placed a trust in the citizens of this country. But at the same time, it was required that this trust should not be misused. And that is why a watchdog had to be kept, a system had to be put in place. As Mr. Durukar had already explained, that Section 285BA, this Section 285BA provides that mechanism, and through this mechanism, the reporting entities provide the data of high value transactions to the Income Tax Department. And what are the benefits? Next slide, please. What are the benefits of this third party reporting? Benefits of third party reporting, it promotes voluntary compliance. It enables pre-filled returns. We had this reference earlier also. Mr. Duruggar talked about it, pre-filled returns. Honorable Finance Minister in her budget speech had made a reference to this. This pre-filled returns is for facilitation of the taxpayers. So it is a service offered by the Income Tax Department to its taxpayers. This system also prevents leakages, and it also helps in widening and deepening of tax base. How it prevents leakages? we can get to see it from our next slide. Next slide, please. You will wonder from the next slide, why? Because, you will identify this image about it's from the tale of the honest woodcutter. We all know this story, and you would be wondering why the story, what is the significance of this story? But there is a twist in the tale. Because, whenever somebody becomes wealthy, the income tax department angle always comes. So here also the honest taxpayer, as you will remember, that his ex fell in the river, and since he lost his means of livelihood, he was crying. And the river goddess came up and she asked, why are you crying? He said, I have lost my ex. So she brought to test his honesty. She gave him a golden egg. He said, no, it's not my eggs. She gave him a silver egg. He said, no, it's not my eggs. Then she gave him his iron eggs and he said, yes, this is my eggs. So she was very impressed with his honesty and gifted him both the eggs, silver as well as golden eggs. The woodcutter, he sold those eggs and then he had money. So that money he invested in shares and mutual fund, and he bought a house, he bought a car, and he invested in fixed deposits. Now, as this happened, the reporting entities, wherever he had bought the shares or mutual funds or bought the house, all the chartered accountants of these reporting entities had very diligently reported these transactions in the SFTs. So what happened in the artificial intelligence system of the income tax department? Suddenly, these transactions started popping up against the pan of the woodcutter. And oh my God, he has bought shares. Oh, he has invested in fixed deposit. He has bought a house. He has bought a car. Where is the source? Where is the source? So the system started searching. And the system, where was the source? The source was in those two X's, golden X and the silver X. In the land of the woodcutter, the gifts had also to be reported in the SFT. Thankfully, in the present day system, gifts are not reportable transactions, but in this tale, it was reportable. And imagine a situation if the chartered accountant of this river goddess had he or she not reported these transactions. What would be the fate of our honest woodcutter? Would he still be the honest woodcutter? Would he still be honored as the honest taxpayer? So much depends on, moral of the story is, much depends on the chartered accountant, because mostly it is advised by the chartered accountants, which is followed by the reporting entities. So how a chartered accountant acts or does not act is crucial for the third party reporting. Next slide, please. INCI, I'll not go into this brief history much. It has evolved, definitely it has evolved, because you have seen it from our calling floppies from the reporting entities to now the reporting entities are required to upload it on the digital portal, inside portal of the income tax department. Next slide, please. And if you will see, this is just graphical representation. The most crucial part of this evolution has been digital evolution. You have seen, we are witness, and in my 30 years of service, actually, I find myself very fortunate that I have seen various stages of the department, from manual working to this digital working. And this pandemic has changed the working pattern for everybody. And thankfully, we have all survived. I was discussing with Mr. Bagadia today itself, that basically I think we Indians have good adaptability. And that is why this webinar also, we haven't lost touch with each other. We are still connected with each other.
Yeah.
And we are still
Okay.
able to pass our message to to remain connected. And this is because of this digital evolution. Next slide, please. Various services are provided by the department, and the statement of financial transaction, as you all know, till now there were 14 SFTs that had to be filed. Next slide, please. Now there are two more, next slide, two more SFTs that have been introduced. What is the basis of introduction of these two SFTs? It lies in the amendment to Rule 114E. For the, there is Rule 5A, Sub-Rule 5A, for the purposes of pre-filling the return of income, a statement of financial transaction under subsection 1 of section 285BA of the Act containing information relating to capital gains on transfer of listed securities or units of mutual funds, dividend income and interest income mentioned in column 2 of table below. We'll see that table in next slide, shall be furnished by the persons mentioned in column 3 of the said table in such form, at such frequency and in such manner as may be specified by the Principal Director General of Income Tax Systems or the DG Systems, as the case may be, with the approval of the board, namely. Next slide, please. So what is it? What is in the pre-filled return? It is about the capital gains on, next slide, please, on transfer of listed securities or units of mutual funds. And who has to provide it? It is recognized stock exchange, depositories, recognized clearing corporation, registered to an issue and share transfer agent. Since Nagpur does not have these reporting entities, because Nagpur caters to whoever is eligible for filing report SFT, and SFT is filed only by the headquarters. So since these are not, headquarter is not in Nagpur or Vidarbha region, this is not applicable for Nagpur region. Next slide, please. But what is applicable is dividend income and interest income. So the nature of transaction is dividend, and the class of person who has to furnish the SFT is a company. And in respect of interest income, there are three types of reporting entities. One is banking company or a cooperative bank or Postmaster General, and thirdly is NBFCs. So all these categories of reporting entities are present in Vidarbha region, and they have to file the SFT. And we have our database, and we, as per our data received from the systems, there are non-filers in this category, dividend income as well as interest income. So it's my request, so to all those non-filers, to file the their SFT immediately wherever there are reportable transactions. What are these reportable transactions? We'll look at it in later slides. Next slide, please. So this is, we have already discussed. Next slide, please. So SFT 15, all dividend income has to be reported. Please take a note of it that all dividend income is to be reported. I had an occasion to talk with one chartered accountant. Earlier, they had furnished SFT only in those cases where they had deducted tax. And then they realized that there are entities where tax is not deducted. So then they had to, basically the query had come to us. So what to do in such situation? Then we told them that unreported transactions, new statement will have to be filed. You can file multiple statements. Wherever there is any mistake in the statement, then correction statement is to be filed. And for SFT 16, it is only above 5,000 interest. If it is paid or credited, then only it is reportable. We have, next slide, please. We have here summarized, because SFT 15 and 16 are new SFT, but all these entities had to file this SFT for other transactions also. So we have just summarized it. For companies, SFT 007, wherever purchase of debentures is there. Who has to report? Company has to report. When it has to report, if somebody purchases debentures of that company, which is aggregating to 10 lakh rupees or more in a financial year, then it is a reportable transaction and that company has to report it. Samely, it is for the purchase for 008. The value is reportable transaction value is 10 lakhs in financial year, and 009, SFT 009 is buyback of shares. And this now new SFT 015, it is dividend income. So a company has to file 4 types of SFTs. So wherever you have reportable transactions, please file your SFT. These 3 types of SFT 07, 08 and 09, you may not have reportable transactions, but probability of dividend income is very high because almost all companies declare dividend, and as you would have seen, there is no ceiling of or no limit, financial limit for dividend income. Even if 1 rupee dividend income is declared, that is a reportable transaction. For banks, cooperative banks, post offices, NBFCs, SFT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is for purchase of bank drafts in cash, then prepaid instruments in cash. 3, 4, 5 are, because 1 and 2, we don't get any reportable transactions because it is basically prohibited. These transactions are prohibited by the RBI. SFT 03, cash deposit in current account or cash withdrawal in current account. And 04, it is cash deposit in account other than current account. And 05, it is time deposit. And now the new one is interest income to be furnished by banks, cooperative banks, post office or NBFCs. The limit is 5,000 rupees. So this limit is not a very high limit. We had a pilot project, All India pilot project, and all the cooperative banks in Vidarbha region, we monitor, and compliance management is done by us for all the cooperative banks of Vidarbha region. So for them, we saw many cooperative banks had reportable transactions. So in this category also, there are few, not many non-filers, but there are few filers. So those auditors who would be doing audit of these cooperative banks, please ensure that they file their SFT, because due date of these SFTs is already over. Due date was 31st May, which was extended to 30th June, and now we are into July. So the date is over. It is my request to ensure that these SFTs are filed. Please, next slide, please. This CBDT, there are 2 notifications for this, and we'll skip this slide. Next slide, please. We'll rush through few slides. This notification number 1, it is for dividend income, and it is data structure and validation rules are provided in the annexures of that notification. Next slide, please. Next slide. As I have already said, key information is to be reported for all dividend distributed during the financial year, and one report should include details of dividend payment of one person. Why this is specifically mentioned? One report should not include details of multiple persons. And dividend will be the total amount of dividend distributed during financial year, because a company might be declaring it quarterly or as per its policy. Next slide, please. The format and procedure for SFT 16, that is interest income, is given in notification number 2. Next slide, please. The data structure and validation rules are in Annexure C and D. Guidelines for preparation and submission of statement are in Annexure A and Annexure B. And this notification, along with this mention, has also been given about registration process. Because what happens for a new entity, they will have to register with the income tax department. I had mentioned about ITD-REIN. So they have to obtain that unique number. So in case somebody has no idea about this procedure, then they can refer to notification number 3 of 2018. Next slide, please. We have already talked about it. 5,000 is the limit. Please note that while reporting the interest amount, deduction of rupees 10,000 available under section 80 TTA should not be reduced from income amount paid or credited. See, what happens is reporting entity's job is not to take into consideration the deduction. It is for the income tax department. It is for the taxpayer to claim it in his return of income. In case there is joint account, the interest paid or credited should be assigned to the first or primary account holder or specified assigned person as per Form 37BA. Because banks obtain that in Form 37BA, who would be the specified assigned person. If it is there, then it should be assigned to that person. Interest which is exempt from tax under the Income Tax Act, for example, interest on public provident fund account, foreign currency non-resident account, Sukanya Samruddhi account, resident foreign currency account, etc. need not be reported. So interest from exempt account need not be reported. Next slide, please. In case of minor being the account holder, the information to be reported in the name of the legal guardian, and separate report is to be required to be submitted for each account type. See, there would be different types of accounts. There might be saving account, there would be time deposit, there would be a recurring deposit. For post office, there would be NSC, there would be Kisan Vikas Patra. And there would be different products of these financial institutions, and the whoever would be depositing would be earning interest on it. So for each account type, separate report is to be submitted. And interest will be the total amount of interest paid or credited during the financial year. What is the meaning of this statement? This is for deciding the reportability of a transaction. If a person is earning interest, say if he is getting 3,000 from time deposit, 2,000 from recurring deposit, 1,000 from savings account, so 6,000. So he becomes it becomes a reportable transaction. So all these 3,000, 2,000, 1,000 will be reported because interest earned is more than 5,000. It is 6,000. So that is how it is decided. Next slide, please. Now let us come to preparation and submission of SFT 15 and 16. These slides are prepared. These are from our systems directorate, and I would ask you whether should I go through these slides or should we let it remain in your resources? Because it's a these are very elaborate slides. Or I can do one thing, I can do it for one SFT 15, I can do it, and SFT 16 we can skip it because it would be similar. Is that okay? Okay, thank you. So next slide, please. What is given in this PPT? It is reporting obligation, prescribed data structure, preparation of report, validation of report, generation of secure package, upload of package, correction and deletion, and there are certain frequently asked questions. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So who has the reporting obligation for dividend? It is company. And it is for, we have already guidelines, we have already covered. Next slide, please. Next slide, prescribed data structure. See, this data structure and everything is available on Insight portal also. Data structure, if you will see, the information is required to be uploaded in data file, and the data file has to be in ASCII format with one report per line. All fields in each file should be delimited with the delimiter as shown in this slide. What are these fields? RSN, that is report serial number, and it is a mandatory field and it would be a numeric. Financial year, it is numeric and it is 4 character, it is mandatory. And if you have to report it for 2020-21, it is only 4 characters, you have to write only 2020, 2020. No need, I mean, it will not accept anything else. But if you have to write report for 2021, please don't write 2021, because 2021 will be treated as for the year 2021-2022. So please take care of this reporting. Name, it is a character, 150 limit is character limit. It is also mandatory and it is name of the person. PAN, it is also, this field is mandatory, and in case PAN is not available, then you have to write PANNOTAVBL. This is 10 characters. PAN not available. Basically, it is abbreviation of PAN not available. I'll remind you, wherever PAN is not available, it is duty of the reporting entity to obtain Form 60, and the details of that Form 60 they have to upload in Form 61 online to Income Tax Department twice a year, and they have to mention that detail in their SFT. Aadhaar, it is not mandatory, because if PAN is there, then Aadhaar won't be mandatory. But if PAN is not there, please ensure that Aadhaar is mentioned. Address, it is mandatory field. Complete address is to be given. PIN code, it is not mandatory, but it is advisable. Mobile number, not mandatory, but if it is given, it saves lot of trouble for everybody. Email, it is not mandatory. Again, same thing, if it is given, saves it is always beneficial, and it enhances your data quality. Dividend, this is mandatory. It is the amount of total dividend paid or credited during the year, rounded off to the nearest rupee. Next slide, please. So this is a report template. Where is it available? It is available for download at home page, and it is under the dividend income tab on home page. Please click on download template button to download this template, and the template is available in text file, pipe delimited format. You saw that single line type of symbol in earlier slide. It is pipe delimited format. Next slide, please. Sample template, there is a sample template also there. It is provided as per data structure for interest income and dividend income. It is separate because data structure is separate for both the SFTs. Next slide, please. Preparation of report. Next slide, please. How the report is to be prepared. So they are required, reporting entities are required to prepare the data file in prescribed format from their internal system. An Excel-based report preparation utility has also been provided to assist small reporting entities in preparing data file, and the data file prepared by internal system or report preparation utility should be validated using submission utility. Next slide, please. So this is Excel-based report preparation utilities. Where will it be available? It will be available under utilities at resources at home page. I'll show you the screenshot of the Insight portal also. And separate utilities are available for dividend and interest. Next slide, please. Success message will be displayed on successful validation of data in utility, and user needs to click on generate file to generate text file, which is pipe delimited. Next slide, please. validation of reports. It's a very crucial point. See, whatever you provide, whatever data is provided, it will need validation. A PAN is always in alphanumeric format, like fourth characters shows the status of the whatever would be the person. Then it would be 10 character. If there is anything wrong, then there would be error at the validation stage itself. So it would be validation rules are given. File should be generated using submission utility, and the header in file should be as per specified format, because it recognizes that file from that header line. Failed decryption, failed encryption, failed decompression, these error messages would be shown on the screen. There would be digital signature is required. So wherever there is failed signature check, then that error would also be shown, and it is at the time of validation itself, it will be taken care of. Next slide, please. Signature mismatch, signature not uploaded, signature expired. So these are all signature related validation rules. There would be failed thread scan. Whatever data is being uploaded has to be clean. It has to be free of virus, because otherwise the system will collapse. Reporting entity system will collapse. The department system will also collapse. So there has to be a scan, and if it does not validate, passes that validation rules, then it will not get ready for submission. So next slide, please. RSN should not be blank. Report serial number is mandatory. RSN length should not be more than 10. It should not contain non-numeric characters. So these are all validation rules. RSN should not be in exponential format. There should not be any duplicate RSN. It has to be unique. And FI should not be blank. FI length should be 4. We talked about it. FI field should not contain non-numeric characters. Next slide, please. FI mentioned against each report should match with FI selected on upload screen, because in the upload screen, you would be selecting for which year you are uploading the data or the statement. So it should match. Name field should not be blank. Name length should not exceed 150 characters. PAN length should be 10. Duplicate PAN should not be there. If it is there, then it will show error message. Aadhaar length should not be more than 15 characters, and it should not be in exponential. What happens sometimes, why these validation rules are there? The system reporting entity is taking this data from their system. While taking that data, in changing format, in processing, sometimes it does happen that character of that particular field gets changed. And then this validation rule will apply, and then it will reject it. It will not validate it. Address field should not be blank. It has to be mandatory, and address length should not exceed 600 characters. Next slide, please. Pin code length should not exceed 6. It should not contain non-numeric value. Email length should not exceed 100 character. Mobile length should not exceed 20. And mobile number should not be in exponential scientific format. Dividend field should not be blank. Its field should not contain non-numeric value, and it should not exceed 15 digits. Dividend should not be in exponential scientific format. Next slide, please. Duplicate records. There might be duplicate records. It will show, validation will show. Failed original report serial number, it will show. Where will it show? In case of correction or deletion statement. And failed original report serial number, it will also be, this validation will apply in case of correction statement. And report details mentioned in deletion statement should match with details mentioned in the original files. So all these validation rules, when it is applied, then your file would be ready. Next slide, please. Now, a Java-based system submission utility has been provided. It is there available in the resources section. Next slide, please. So what has to be done? SFT type has to be selected. Text file has to be browsed and click on the validate button. When you click that validate button, then all those messages, if it is validated, success message will appear. Next slide, please. And if there is error, then that errors we discuss will appear. Generate. Next slide, please. After this validation, what has to be done? Generation of secure package. You have to generate a secure package. The text file is required to be compressed, encrypted, and signed using the submission utility before uploading it on the reporting portal. Next slide, please. User needs to click on package generation tab of submission utility to generate the package, and then SFT type provide is to be clicked and selected. ITD-REN is to be provided, and then file has to be browsed. It has to be ensured that DSC is correct. DSC has to be installed or attached on the system, and it has to be available for selection and signing on clicking generate package in previous screen. Next slide, please. Success message will be generated on successful generation of package. User will be prompted to save the package having extension .tar.gz at the desired location. In case of error in generation of package, error log will come, and then you have to remove those errors and again repeat the procedure. Next slide, please. Then that package has to be uploaded. So what are the guidelines for submission? Any file which does not meet validation requirements will be rejected. After upload, each upload file will be given unique statement ID. Please save this ID because you will require this ID in case you have to correct or delete that statement or you have to modify it. File upload status will be as uploaded or accepted or rejected. Please don't forget after uploading and you get okay uploaded, that message is coming. So don't be happy. After that, check after some time whether it is accepted or rejected. And if it is rejected, then go to the reasons for that rejections, remove those errors, and then again upload the file. Next slide, please. Next slide. Upload level validation would also be there because it has to be done to ascertain that the correct file is being uploaded, and the file would be rejected at the upload stage if it does not clear the upload level validation. And file should not be more than prescribed size. Any file size which is greater than 6 MB will be rejected. See, we many a times people don't understand why it is getting rejected. Maybe the data is too heavy. The file size is more than 6 MB. The number of records in one file may be more than 4 lakhs. See, these are the limits. If you have a data which is more than 4 lakhs, then you have to submit multiple files. And then file name should be unique. It should not have been uploaded earlier. File name is not in the specified format, then it will not be validated. The entered statement ID should be available in case of correction or deletion, and ITD-REN in the file name should match with the ITD-REN mentioned on the portal. Next slide, please. Then you have to log into the reporting portal and select dividend income tab available on left side of home page. It is available on the home page only, dividend and interest both. Next slide. Select upload file option. Next. Select financial year, type of filing, and browse file and click on submit. Next. Check status of statement. As we said, it would be uploaded or accepted or rejected. So you have to check the status. Next. Correction and deletion. Next. In case reporting entity needs to modify uploaded data, correction statement is required to be filed. In the correction statement, only those reports should be uploaded in which correction is required. Statement ID of the original statement, which is being corrected, should be selected while uploading. The report serial number, deletion ke liye also. No, please come to next slide. I think there was one question, I missed it, but I think we can take all these questions later also. Deletion reports ke liye also, you have to have your original statement ID correct and the report serial number also has to match. Next slide, please. There are few frequently asked questions. We'll go through it. What are the key points to be remembered to avoid rejection of uploaded file at reporting portal? The file should be generated in specified format using submission utility. The file should not exceed, we have seen this size and the data number of records. You have to be careful about it. Data should be prepared in specified format, digital signature. Many a times digital signature does cause problem. It is it is expired and then we have to then renew it, then only it can be uploaded. And all virus scan, it has to be removed. Virus threat has to be removed. Next slide, please. Next slide. Encrypt the file with a valid key using validation and encryption utility. These are technical details, but mostly people do have technical help. They will understand it. Please compress the file using validation and encryption utility and resubmit. When it is to be done, in case file uploaded as reporting portal has been rejected due to failed decompression. Next slide, please. If failed signature check, then please sign the file with the digital signature using validation and encryption utility, and it has to be resubmitted. Next slide, please. Now it is preparation and submission of SFT for interest income. I think we will not go through it because it is more or less similar. Data structure is little different. We can have a look at that data structure. Next slide, next slide, next slide. This is the data structure, but you will see the data structure, these columns are same as in dividend. Only thing is it is the 10th column is interest. Next slide. There would be other fields also. So that would be available in the utility that is downloaded. So I think you can just rush through these slides. Please remember to validation is important, then generation of secure package is important, and then will come the uploading of the package, and then whether it is accepted or rejected. And if it is correction or deletion is required, then you have to, these frequently asked questions are also same. So these, as I said earlier, just a second, this one. This does the earlier slide, please. There is one different question, frequently asked question. Does the bank account number field allow alphanumeric characters? Because account numbers does have those characters. So yes, the field is alphanumeric in nature and accepts both numeric as well as alphabet, so as to be in sync with existing RBI guidelines. So it would easily accommodate certain types of bank accounts such as group accounts, which may be alphanumeric in character. Actually, account numbers mostly are nowadays numeric, but there might be few where it might be alphanumeric, so it has been taken care of. Next slide, please. This is screenshot of Insight portal. I have just given the address and highlighted customer care. What happens? There are certain problems. You get stuck somewhere. So what you have to do is, there is customer care, you can call them. You can also, there is facility, you can send them email also. I'll advise you to take a screenshot of the error message that is appearing on your screen. And with that screenshot, you raise a ticket, and if your ticket does not get resolved within a reasonable time, you are free to contact us. Bring your problem to us. We will also try to take that issue with our systems directorate. We try to be in touch with them wherever possible. And I have also highlighted resources. So whatever utilities that we have mentioned would be available here. Next slide, please. I'm introducing our team INCI Nagpur. This is our DIT ma'am, Ms. Mahua Sarkar. She couldn't actually join in today because of her preoccupation. She is traveling, but it is under her guidance that we undertake these seminars, and she is very particular about creating awareness. Penalizing is, we don't believe in penalizing unless we create that awareness. And I think you would also agree with us that enough awareness programs are being organized by INCI Nagpur since last 4 or 5 years. So this is our DIT ma'am. Then I'm before you. We have our two ADITs, Mr. S. Srinivas, ADIT 1, and Mr. Vijay Shivadasan, ADIT 2. And our ITOs, very capable ITOs, Mr. Suresh Gungrud, he is headquartered to DIT ma'am. Ms. Sai Rao, she is ITO 1. Mr. DK Jain, ITO 2. Mr. PD Nandanwar, ITO 3 and 4, he is holding 2 charges. And Mr. VP Kamle, he is ITO 5. All these are officers are communicating with the reporting entities to ensure that awareness is created, our data is cleaned, and people get help. Because when we connect, we are at that time assuring our reporting entities that we are there for you. In case you have a problem, please come to us. We are ready to solve it. Next slide, please. These are contact details we have given. Our email ID as well as phone numbers are given. So whenever required, wherever required during office hours, please feel free to contact us. Next slide, please. So that is all in this presentation. Thank you so much. It was really wonderful interacting with you. And I mean, this is, I feel a little sorry that I'm not able to interact with you face to face, because I have had this opportunity, and looking at you, and then that feedback, I received that instant feedback, whatever we are talking about, whether it is reaching you or not. So whatever would be, still there are certain, I think, issues which have been raised. So whatever it is, if somebody can please flag it for me, I can answer the questions. It's open for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I've got a query from C. Girish Bhaktiarji from Yavatmal. Ma'am, where can we find a reason if file is rejected?
It would be available in that wherever it is rejected, that error message will be displayed. And if it is not getting displayed, then take a screenshot and raise a ticket. And then the systems directorate will address that issue. That will give the reason. And for validation is pre-uploading. So those reasons will be displayed on your screen there itself.
Yes, Sandeep sir.
Yes, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Jotwani ji.
Ma'am, one issue, like we have 16 queries in SFT returns. Most of the points are not applicable for individuals and firms.
Right.
So while filing, it creates a lot of confusion if I'm talking for a non-professional who wish to file. Even in case of professional, we have to study all the SFT numbers. So which is applicable to a particular person. So in case already the PAN detail is available with the department. So if there is P or F, we can deactivate most of the points which are not applicable for a person or which cannot be applicable to a person or a firm. So this can be taken up from your end. And
definitely. It's a good suggestion. And actually, there has been a discussion on our forum also whether a consolidated thing, whether it is possible. See, it is evolving and it will keep on evolving. Your inputs and the association also, you also take these issues at your association level. So it will evolve, definitely. So I'll note down this point and then I'll share it with my seniors.
Madam, the ITDRM which was created earlier by errors or some other reason, so it's not being deleted. So I think this is another reason which we should be
Yes.
taken up.
I mentioned it earlier also. We don't have power to delete it. There are two options for this. I mean, what we are doing is on our side, we are now going to send whatever we are getting requests, we are going to send it to our systems directorate, that they are asking us for deletion of this ITDREN and we are not able to do it. And in our database, we are marking it because we have these dormant entities. As I told you, it is more than 3,000 dormant entities. It does not look good. And more than that, management of data also is not good. So preliminary response, you can change that, modify that preliminary response for all these reporting entities. That way, it will be taken out of the system and we will also change it at our end. So when it is changed at both ends, the probability of their being in this system will be low.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Can I request KDA ji to please?
Hello.
ask the question?
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah.
Actually, we have received certain mails regarding you have not filed STF during past any years, but no reference of ITDREN or name of the entity is mentioned. So it's difficult for us to know to which entity it is being referred to. And accordingly, we cannot comprehend how to reply or to say what.
Actually, there have been two types of exercises by our directorate. One is general exercise, creating awareness, because there are entities who have not obtained ITDREN. We have data from different sources. We tried to match it with our ITDREN, and where it did not match with our ITDREN, we sent a general email saying that it is there. These are the rules. And if you are fitting into these rules, please file SFT. And my request would be, if you have received such emails, please reply us back, because it would be not, there would be, these emails would be from Nagpur Directorate. It would
Yeah,
be
ma'am.
from, exactly. So if you reply us back, then we will update our database. Because
no, we have received your mail that you have not filed your SFT during any of the past years, but we don't know exactly to which entity is being referred to, because no mention of name of the entity, anything available from that mail.
Okay, I'll look into it.
Yeah, please.
Can you please send me, my email ID is there. Can you send me a sample email, because it may have happened that in bulk email,
Yeah.
this issue might have cropped up. I will look into it.
In one of the mails I had replied, but I'll resend it.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, please. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Hello,
you.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, actually, by mistake, the entity where I'm working, they have been issued 2 ITDREN. And
Okay.
the one which is active, we are filing returns. For the other one, we are not filing returns.
Okay. Please send us an email saying that you have this, because we have duplicate ITDREN for some of the entities. Please send us email, inform us that this is your duplicate ITDREN and that you do not wish to continue with this ITDREN. We will mark it in our database and we'll try to, because as of now, the system is not able to delete it, but we are trying to communicate with the Directorate of
Ma'am, we
Systems.
have tried issuing n number of letters indicating that we have been issued 2 ITDREN, but still we are we have been asked ki why you're not filing return for the other one, nil return or something.
Actually, that is why we are taking up this exercise again and again. What is happening? We are trying to get it done through systems. It is
Okay.
not an easy thing.
All right.
Because, but we are trying, and we are trying to remove this duplicate ITD-REN. Thankfully, Nagpur region has very few duplicate ITD-REN. All over India, the figure is enormous. But we
Ma'am,
will
where to
try.
email? Customer care?
No, send it to me.
Ma'am, your email ID, please.
My email ID is nagpur.adtl.
One second. I'll just
It
jot
would be
down, ma'am.
there in this presentation. It would be there.
Okay, this presentation will be shared with us, ma'am.
Yeah, it would be shared. But I'll
Respective
still
email
tell you
IDs.
nagpur.addldit.ici@incometax.gov.in.
Pardon, ma'am. Nagpur @
No, nagpur.addldit.
yeah. ADTLDIT.
ADDL.
Okay. ADDL. ADDL.
ADDLDIT.ICI
Okay, ma'am.
@incometax.gov.in.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Welcome.
We have a query from Abhijit. Abhijit
Please.
is asking that in SFT utility for issue of shares, we
Mhm.
can't able to generate XML file. Please help us or share the PPT.
Not able to generate XML file.
Yes.
Have you raised, you want help from us?
Yes, that's the
Can you,
query.
can you contact us tomorrow during office hours? So that our inspector, who a technical expert, so he can try to help you in that.
Right. I feel that would be
Get in
better.
touch with us tomorrow. Manish, are you there attending this webinar?
I'm
Manish, please tomorrow can you look into
Hello?
it? तो XML file क्यों नहीं करना आ रहा है?
yeah, sure, ma'am. Sure, I'll do that.
So please get in touch with Mr. Manish Kumar. He is our inspector. He is technically competent. He will advise you and he will guide you. And what we can solve at our end, we'll try to take it up at systems level.
Yeah, I feel if there are, we have got a hand raised from Vivek Murarka ji. Yes, please. You can unmute yourself.
हाँ मुरारका जी.
Just a minute. In case of a company, ma'am, if in case a company has issued some shares, I mean, it is through book entry. I mean, if the unsecured loan part is converted into equity due to the requirement of the banks, I mean, is it, do you advise the company filing the SFT return 06 applicable to the company in case of this issue of shares, ma'am?
Murarka ji, I'll discuss this issue with my senior.
Because you know, money was lying since long. I mean, 5 to 6 years back, and during the current financial year, the this unsecured loan part is converted to equity. So
I'll discuss
we are
this.
unable to decide on it actually.
I'll discuss it and then I'll get back to you.
Okay. Should I share my email ID, ma'am? Or
Yeah,
should I mail it? Should I mail the issue on the email ID you said?
I'll get in touch with you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You have my mobile number. Mr. Bagdia ji has my mobile number. You can get my mobile number. Get in touch with me tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
There's one query, how to correct SFT return due to PAN mentioned of partner instead of firm in cash deposit transactions.
Oh, so it can be corrected. PAN is wrongly mentioned, no? So that report, that particular report can be corrected. It can be either deleted and or it can be corrected.
The query is of Pawan Kumar Sabu.
Okay.
Pawan, Pawan sir, if you can just unmute yourself, you can raise your query here also.
Hello. Good evening, madam.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah,
Yes.
ma'am. It is having number of transactions. Good evening, ma'am. Having number of transactions. Yeah. So we can correct the SFT return.
You can see if you have say 50 reports in one statement, and
Okay.
if there are mistakes in say 4 reports, so you can correct those 4 reports by filing correction statement. While filing correction statement, you have to link it with the original statement. You have to mention the original report serial number, and then you have to correct it.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
And there's a query being asked by one of the business SSCs. He's asking that their bank, they have posted it, Harmandeep Singh Anand from Jackson Travels.
Okay.
So regarding that, banks are filing SFT in name of directors in case of current account of companies against the cash deposit. What I wish to ask was that while the banks are filing their SFT, they are putting the cash deposit of company in the name of directors as well. For example, if there are 4 directors in a company, so it is appearing in the SFT return of company as well as all the 4 directors.
No, it shouldn't happen like that. It should be credited to the company only. If that specific issue is brought to our notice, we'll look into it.
So
थैंक यू मैडम, नमस्कार, हरमनदीप है।
हाँ जी,
कैसे हैं? बस ये कई बार होता है, बैंक्स और क्रेडिट कार्ड कंपनी जो कॉर्पोरेट कार्ड्स रहते हैं ना, इनमें जब रजिस्टर करते हैं तो वो इंडिविजुअल के नाम से इशू करते हैं।
ओके।
क्रेडिट कार्ड्स भी जो है कॉर्पोरेट कार्ड्स वो इंडिविजुअल के नाम से इशू करते हैं, और वो एक्सपेंस 10 लाख के ऊपर जब जाता है रिपोर्ट करते हैं तो वो इंडिविजुअल का नाम पैन कार्ड वहां पे दे देते हैं इंस्टेड ऑफ द कॉर्पोरेट कार्ड। तो ये हमारे 26 AS में पुराने में देख रहा था, तो वहां देख रहा था।
ठीक है, ये इशू भी थोड़ा, just a second.
So the main issue is there that who should approach the department, whether that bank who's filling the wrong details or
actually this is the person charger. This bank should actually approach, because bank is having problem in reporting.
So
And
bank
it
needs
is
to rectify this, and they should be made aware that this is how it is for corporate entities. It is the corporate's PAN number which needs to be allocated, and not the individual directors.
yes.
Great, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, that was a very valid query, because otherwise the department would issue the notices to those directors for no fault of them. If there are any queries, we will take one more query. If there's anybody who wishes to ask, and or else we will, with the permission of ma'am, we will close up the session.
Bilkul. Definitely.
It has been a really interactive and interesting session. On behalf of Nagpur branch, we feel really privileged with Dr. Komudu Patil sharing her expertise and experience, and the most important words which she has used, that for anything and everything, her number can be shared to the respective SSC. That itself just means that she's so much available to the people, to the SSCs, to the chartered accountants, that whatever the query is there, she's there to resolve all the queries. On behalf of Nagpur branch,
whatever is in my hands, I'll try my best.
On behalf of Nagpur branch, we are extremely thankful to you, ma'am. More specifically, I will just, in absentia, Mahua Sarkar ma'am, Honorable GIT, for her inspiration for holding this session. Dr. Komudu Patil ma'am, for keeping this session so interesting and so much important. Shri H. Srinivasa ji, ADIT, Shri VG Sivadasan ji, ADIT, the respective ITOs, Gumru Saab, Rao madam, Jain sir, Nandanwar ji, Kamble ji. Extremely thankful on behalf of Nagpur branch for their spirited presence in making this session a big success. And the most important, all the members and the people from the business community who have attended in large numbers to make this session really interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you, one. Thank you all. We are going to have this presentation hosted on the YouTube channel of Nagpur branch, which can be reviewed by any of the members at any point of time. Plus the presentation which ma'am has shared, it will be uploaded on Nagpur branch website, nagpurici.org, from where the people can download it. I repeat, nagpurici.org. You can download the presentation from there.
Bagdiya ji, just 2 minutes. My colleague, Mr. Gungrud, would like to say 2 words. Gungrud ji.
Namaskar, ma'am. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Honorable Mahua Sarkar, madam, the Director of Income Tax, Intelligence and Criminal Investigation, Nagpur. Respected Dr. Kaumudi Patil, madam, Additional Director of Income Tax, Intelligence and Criminal Investigation, Nagpur. Respected Shri Saket Bagdiya ji, Chairman, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Nagpur branch of Western India Regional Council, Nagpur. Our most valued participants, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I am Suresh Gungrud, Income Tax Officer, Intelligence and Criminal Investigation, Nagpur Headquarters. On behalf of the Directorate of Income Tax, IMCI Nagpur, and all the officers and supporting team members, and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all the participants in this webinar. A big thank you to Shri Saket Bagdiya ji, Chairman, Shri Jitendra Sangla ji, Shri Naresh Jhakutia ji, Shri Suren Durukar ji, Shri Abhit Kedkar ji, and all his teammates for their efforts towards organizing this webinar and keeping an eye-bird view on all the logistic arrangements for smooth conduct of this webinar. Well, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, an event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheel starts rolling days ago. It requires planning, deep knowledge of the subject, and enthusiasm for presenting before the audience who are masters in their field. We have been fortunate enough to have very motivated and dedicated officer, Dr. Kaumudi Patil madam, amongst us. I take this opportunity to extend thanks on my behalf and on behalf of my colleagues and all the team members. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. As we close this session, so I'm ending the session for all. Thank you, one. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Namaskar. Namaskar.